What's going on, gang? What's going on, gang? It's your boy Phantm Phuoc. Phantom Phuego. And you are now tuned into the news, views, previews, and reviews with just a twist of his ghetto point of view. Yeah, guys, thank you so much as always for listening. You could be anywhere in the world, but you're here with me, your humble host, and I most graciously appreciate it. Got a really dope show in store. Got a lot of nice topics to talk about. It's gonna be fun. I'm not gonna belabor the point. You know where to tap in. His ghetto point of view at gmail.com. His ghetto point of view at gmail.com. Also, his ghetto point of view on Instagram, HGPOV on Instagram, HGPOV on Instagram. Let's get it. Get in tune. Tap in. Let me see what you're working on. Let's go. Yeah, gang. We back. So we're gonna start with, I would call a sad story, man. News recently out the Pew Research Center. There's a lot of single men these days, far more so than ever, and I don't think we really realize how dangerous that can be for society. I think the government may understand to a degree, but I don't think they're trying to let the cat out the bag just yet. When you have a lot of single men having single men in society, sure, that's fine, that's one thing. But when you have a lot of single men that are not pursuing relationships, not pursuing building families, building bonds, creating friendships, just being loners, that can potentially become dangerous for society, because a bunch of men with nothing to lose, nothing to live for, nothing to sacrifice for, just, stewing in loneliness and, oftentimes hurt feelings, anger, emotions that are issues unresolved from years past, unrequited love. Shorty's not feeling them. Shorty's not giving them the time of day. Those hurt from maybe mom or dad not being there or not giving them the love they needed when they were young. Those things can really build up, and when you become older and you have no friends, no outlets, no one to mingle with, you just sit around stewing in thoughts all the time, just being on OnlyFans, or just going on Pornhub, or whatever porn site you be on. You know what I'm saying? That's a very unhealthy way to live. That's a very unhealthy way to release the stress, the anxiousness, the tension, the anxiety, the angst of the day. Is a very unhealthy way to deal through life, and that can cause men to become more violent, more aggressive, more chaotic, more irrational in thought, because again, they don't have anything to make them create a nest, so to speak, so they can become Rolling Stones and nomadic, and that can lead to a downfall in society. But why are the men who, I know most women will say men today trash, they just don't want to step up, but generally speaking, ladies, there's an innate thing in men that makes them want to have children, want to have a family, want to be a builder, and there's something I'd argue almost unnatural that is affecting that and getting in between that. And we're gonna take a quick break, and then we're gonna talk about what that could possibly be. This is his ghetto point of view. Let's go. Yeah, we back, gang. We back. So, guys, in a very sad story, what type of shitty father are you that you would go around slashing up like what type of shitty dad are you that you go around choking out your own daughter, on FaceTime. Like, think about this, guys. Like, what type of shitty dad are you? That you would choke out your own daughter, allegedly, just to allegedly force your child's mother to give you the password for her fucking phone? Nigga, what kind of man are you? You know what? You're not a man at all. You're a fucking child. Having childlike temper tantrums. The only thing is you've grown into a full-grown child, nigga. You've grown into a full-grown man fucking child. And you still have childlike behavior and childlike responses to trauma and to fucking issues in your fucking life. This is some of the most disgusting shit I've seen recently, family. For those that don't know what I'm talking about, there's a gentleman, DeAndre Flanagan. He's 25 years old. He is being currently charged with the murder of his 2-year-old daughter, Zavia Flanagan. Zavia, I apologize if I'm messing up her name. I promise you that's not my intention. So Zavia Flanagan, pretty little chubby cheek girl, man. Pretty little chubby cheeked girl, man. Beautiful little thing. Allegedly, Zavia's mom and dad got into it. Some questions of fidelity or infidelity. Dad wants to get into the mom's phone. The mom says, "Nah, you can't get into my phone." Starts threatening to choke out their 2-year-old daughter. How the fuck is that even how does your 2-year-old daughter get brought into the problem? Just explain to me why, sir. Just fucking why, sir. So this is crazy. This is very sad. This is man, I can't even begin to explain how fucking sad and tragic this is, y'all. Bond raised to $2 million for father accused of killing 2-year-old daughter during domestic dispute in northwestern Harris County. Houston. So the bond was raised to $2 million Wednesday for the father accused of murdering his 2-year-old daughter during a domestic dispute. DeAndre Flanagan, 25, had been charged with the murder of his 2-year-old daughter, Zavia Flanagan. Flanagan made another court appearance Wednesday after prosecutors filed a motion to increase to $5 million. His initial bond was set at $1 million Tuesday. Gilbert Sawtell, chief in the child fatality section at the Harris County District Attorney's Office, said they believe the suspect strangled and assaulted his daughter as he demanded for her mother's cell phone password during the police pursuit. It's a horrible case. It's every parent's worst nightmare. Every mother's worst nightmare, Sawtell said. After hearing the facts of the case and Flanagan's criminal history, the judge raised the bond to $2 million. Prosecutors said charges could be upgraded to capital murder if the medical examiners prove she died by strangulation. what allegedly happened. The incident began around 10:15 a.m. on Monday after deputies responded to reports of a family disturbance on West FM 1960. Sheriff Ed Gonzalez said Flanagan went to a private daycare and removed his daughter before driving to the mother's job at a local Walmart. Bro, first of all, moms is at work. Your daughter at daycare. You got time to drive around? You got time to drive the fuck... Bro, what the fuck you doing with your day, bro? What are you doing with your fucking day, bro? The moms is at Walmart. Your daughter at daycare. And you driving the fuck around. You ain't working, you ain't grinding, you ain't busting your tail to provide. You driving the fuck around, wasting gas, playing investigator. This is disgusting, bro. You need to be ashamed of yourself. Let's play devil's advocate and say shorty might have been cheating. She might have been fucking somebody at work, what have you. Guess what she wouldn't be doing if she didn't have a job? Fucking somebody at her job. Maybe you should be a man and let her just be able to stay home and take care of this baby instead of having this little 2-year-old girl out the house in daycare while she at Walmart. Now you killing everybody. Just my perspective. Or you should be in school while she working. So eventually you can remove her from that type of scenario. And she ain't gotta be in Walmart busting her tail unless that's what she really want to do, unless she really just likes working. But 9 times out of 10, if you ask young ladies, when they have a very young child like that, they would at least like to be home with the child until the child is old enough to go to like kindergarten or pre-K. They don't really, most moms, not all, but most moms, if given the opportunity to bond and grow with their child for at least that first 3 or 4 years of life, would prefer to stay and at least be growing and bonding with the child for that first 3, 4, even 5 years. It gives the child a better, more solid foundation. This has been proven. Y'all can look this up. Oh, but what about all the great kids that go to daycare from a few months old and still end up being rocket scientists? I am happy for them. I am talking about overwhelmingly what breeds success, and it's allowing the mom and that child to have time at home together several years. It creates a serious bond, and then it also allows the mother to do extensive breastfeeding. If she has to be at fucking Walmart, yeah, she could pump milk and y'all can freeze the milk and do all those beautiful things to, preserve milk. But there is a very special bond that occurs. I'm not a woman. Don't be offended that I've studied the science of these things. If I'm incorrect, his ghetto point of view at gmail.com. Tell me where I'm fucking wrong. When a child latches onto a mother's nipple, that creates, and it's just looking up at mama feeding her or him, that creates a chemical reaction in the baby's brain. It also creates a chemical reaction in mommy's brain, where they are now becoming more in sync, more connected, and more bonded on a physical, spiritual, psychological, esoteric, exoteric. They are becoming bonded in multiple ways. When you allow them to have that time, it's better for the relationship between you and the child. It's better for the relationship between the mother and the child. It's better for the relationship between the mom and you, because the mom sees you as being a provider and protector and allowing her to provide the protection and insulation that the children require. There are so many reasons why this scenario shouldn't even have fucking existed. But where's the elders in this young brother's ear to tell him these things. Did this boy just grow up with his mom? Did this boy have his dad? This is a failure this is a generational fucking failure. His parents are failing him, and as a parent, he failed his fucking child. This is generational traumatic fucking failure. This is disgusting. This is so fucking sad, man. What the fuck are we doing? Why the fuck do we have to keep going through shit like this as a people, man? This makes no fucking sense. You removed the life out of a fucking little 2-year-old girl. What the fuck did you achieve? What the fuck was accomplished, man? What in your brain? Think about this, family. Y'all see, you might be, he really, that's a little fucking 2-year-old girl, man. What the fuck was achieved? What in your mind said, you know what's a good idea? I'm gonna put my hands around my fucking daughter's throat. That's gonna make her give me the password. Yeah, this is a good idea. What's going on in your fucking brain that you think that's a good fucking idea? What the fuck? What failures have happened in your life already, man? How insignificant as a man do you feel that you feel the way to get your manhood, your ego, your machismo up is to throttle the life out of a 2-year-old little girl, man, with cute chubby cheeks and the biggest, most precious smile. Pretty brown eyes. How the fuck could you even remove the life from something so beautiful with your own fucking hands, bro, without something being off the fuck upstairs? How could you even wrestle with that fucking thought in your mind? Because before we do anything physically, family, it's a fucking thought. Even if for only a moment, it flashes in our mind, bro. We visualize it. Sometimes we visualize it and just act on it so instantaneously that we don't give the thought a moment to linger. But family, we could save ourselves so much time if when we see these thoughts, when we're enraged and we see these images passing across our mind, if we took a moment to say, yeah, that image is going to get me the fucking trouble. Yeah, that was a thought. You know what I'm saying? You'd be like, yeah, that was a thought. That's a thought. Sometimes we have to be editors of our own destiny, family, editors of our own path of life. And if we see something wild and like, we'd be like, yeah, well, that's a thought. That's an idea. But does that idea make fucking sense? Even if she gave me the fucking password, think about it. So now this is the precedent that's been set. From now on, when I want something out of my wife or my baby's mama, I have to assault my fucking child to get it. Well, think about the precedent that fucking sets. Had this been able to go on and she'd have just gave the password and this shit would have just blew over a couple months from now when something else happens, what are you gonna do? He gonna hold the baby out the fucking window? You just gonna keep ratcheting it up what you'll do to your own fucking daughter just to get the fucking some information off of this woman? This is fucking crazy. This is absolutely, y'all could tell me I'm bugging or I don't understand or it's hard out here or mental health, blah. You can tell me a lot of fucking, this is a failure. This is a failure of so many people. If it's a mental health issue, then why wasn't society fucking helping this young man? Hmm? They say there was several reports of domestic violence already before, so why wasn't they fucking getting this child some counseling, some support? Because they don't give a fuck about supporting black men. And then black men don't get any fucking support until they get locked the fuck away. Then they'll help you get your degree. They'll help you, get therapy and calm down, and get you in a job program, get you things to do with your day, maybe help you find some type of religion or some type of spirituality or some way of life to help you put yourself on a better path. They'll do all those things after you get locked the fuck away. Before a black man, it's very hard to get help before that if you're not getting the help from your father, your uncles, your granddad, your father-in-law, your godfather, etc. It's got to be a community-led movement or plot or agenda or decision. It's got to be a community-led decision to help the men, because the society has decided men are not needed. Society as a large has decided men are not needed. So that trickles down to men in lower income communities in a much more devastating fashion. None of that excuses what the fuck has happened. I'm just explaining to you the scenarios and the environment that can create this type of fucking bullshit, man. And I could be completely wrong. This dude could have grew up in a great house with a mom and dad that loved him and cherished him and decided that this was the way to handle his fucking business. I could not know what I'm talking about, but 9 times out of 10, coming out of this type of community, I'm going to say that gentleman didn't have a dad. Just his ghetto point of view. I could be wrong. I'm saying he allegedly didn't have a dad. He allegedly didn't have a dad, or if he allegedly had a dad, his dad wasn't allowed to be that type of ear, be that type of man that he could lean on and that he could pick his brain and that would give him an ear whenever he had a problem. Because if it was, I can't see this fucking occurring. I just can't. So the article continues. The mother complied, but Flanagan refused to hand. Hold on. Let me see. I'm so sorry. Let me jump back. Sheriff Ed Gonzalez said Flanagan went to a private daycare, removed his daughter. Their deputy said Flanagan confronted the child's mother and demanded her cell phone while threatening to harm the child. Allegedly, the mother complied, but Flanagan refused to hand over the child. Instead, hit the mother in the face several times before leaving the store in a red Camaro, prompting a police chase. So on top of this nigga is skirting through with the fucking kid. According to court documents, at some point during the chase, the mother was able to FaceTime Flanagan, who then asked her to give him the password to her phone. When she refused, documents say Flanagan started hitting the child and choking her while still on FaceTime with the mother. After hanging up with the girl's mother, court documents say Flanagan FaceTimed his stepfather and told him that his daughter was gone. Oh, shit. Whew. Officers then located Zavea, who they said was unconscious and unresponsive. So this dude, prosecutor said she was lifeless when stepdad, what the fuck type of man is you, bro? What are you doing in this? Yo, these stepdads don't really be helping out in these situations, y'all. Oh my God. Once the 30-mile chase finally came to a stop, SWAT officers surrounded the vehicle and arrested Flanagan. Officers then located Zavea, who was unconscious and unresponsive. The prosecutor said when life flight was called to the scene and when life flight was called to the scene, and she was pronounced dead as soon as she arrived at Memorial Hermann Hospital. Initially, authorities said Flanagan told them that Zevea was injured due to her jumping around in the car during the chase. But according to court documents that were released more than 24 hours after his arrest, the child was struck with or against a blunt object and then choked. So, if she was struck with or against a blunt object, I mean, it is possible that she could have gotten hurt jumping around in the car while he's speeding, which he shouldn't be fucking doing. It is possible that she could have not been properly fastened in the car and something could have fucking happened. This is fucking crazy, man. It is also confirmed that in the court documents that Zevea was not restrained in the car seat. She was not restrained. She could have really gotten hurt in the fucking car. Just being flung around in the fucking car. So, whether he choked her out, whether she just died being loose in a car and slammed into the fucking car, like slammed into the side of the car, slammed into the this shit is crazy, y'all. This is fucking scary. Prosecutors addressed string of events before fatal incident. On Tuesday, the Watson family told who the fuck is the Watson family? The Watson family told KPRC that the chase was at the end of a string of events that started on March 15 when they claimed Flanagan barged into their home and took the 2-year-old child from the bathtub. She had no clothes on and he didn't say anything, said the toddler's aunt, Casey Watson. The police said that our statement was incredible and that we invited him to steal the baby. We didn't know where she was going to be. That doesn't make any sense. So did you invite him in or not? If you invited him in, then he didn't steal the fucking baby. Alright. This just, again, guys, this is so many levels of failure. This is so many levels of fucking failure. Harris County Sheriff's deputies responded to the mother of Zevea's home. That doesn't make any sense. To investigate Flanagan for an alleged terroristic threat. What? After taking the mother's statement, the responding deputy consulted with the Harris County District Attorney's Office, and the officer determined that there was insufficient evidence to support filing a criminal charge at the time. Deputy said a welfare check was conducted in an attempt to locate Flanagan, but all attempts to locate him were unsuccessful. Zevea's grandfather, Curtis Watson, said that they called the police multiple times and felt they were being ignored. I mean, and this is not really a person that has a serious criminal past. But we're going to take a quick break, family. We'll be right back. This is his ghetto point of view. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. So continuing on the conversation, New York Post article by Alex Mitchell shouts to him, young men reveal why so many of them are single. They, quote, dates feel more like job interviews. Now, the article starts, they're single, but they're not mingling. New data from the Pew Research Center has shown that 63% of men under 30 are single, up from 51% in 2019. And this is an article from March 1st, 2023, guys. Just so we know, it's a very, very current article. COVID isolation and women's high expectations for something serious are the main reasons they're avoiding going out and going up and coupling up, young guys say. Dates feel more like job interviews now, more like what can you do for me and where is this going, said Ian Breslow, a 28-year-old high school teacher who lives in Astoria, Queens. The getting to know you period is gone, and that doesn't feel so great after coming out of isolation. He recalled a recent first date that went quite well until the woman interrogated him on their walk home. She literally said, "Would you rather our kids go to public or private school?" Our kids. What? Followed by several more extreme questions about getting married. I just started responding with what I knew she would hate the most to get her to leave. Breslow told the Post. Jesus. Experts agree that women are certainly wanting more than ever before. The overall picture is that if a woman is going to go on a date with a man, chances are that it is not for a casual fling. Ronald Levant, Professor Emeritus of Psychology at the University of Akron, told the Post. Especially if the woman is kind of getting close to 30, she's thinking about the biological clock and wants to have a family, he added. Now, you see, this got me in trouble the other day, and I'm going to say this, and you guys can be as mad at me as you want. I don't understand why a woman would be waiting until getting close to 30 to start thinking about her biological clock. Like, that's literally when you're at a extreme point in your body's life cycle. Even the most healthy women have issues having children after 35. This is not Phantm being mean, Phantm being abusive. This is not Phantm making up stuff. This is, I'm gonna give y'all, what age does geriatric pregnancy start? Geriatric, because you see, I got into a very interesting debate about this. And a woman told me that I was being disrespectful by even making the statement. Oh, I don't know what happens with women, and women can have babies healthy at 60. Now, I am sure there are several examples of women who've had healthy babies after the age of 40, 50, or 60. But is that the norm? Is that what's most probable for most women at 60 years of age? Or is that something that is possible but very unlikely due to several things, including how most women diet, how most women exercise, the chronic stress conditions of most women's jobs? Most women are in these hard, aggressive, high-stress industries, whether they're working a fast-paced job at a fast food restaurant, working at Starbucks, working as a secretary of some really high-end lawyer, so she's always super busy and on her feet. Most women have very pressurized jobs that don't pay them a lot, so they stressed out a lot. On top of the poor eating, a lot of women also drink, they smoke, and I'm not making judgments. I'm just saying this is the lifestyle of people in advanced civilized European countries. America, France, Germany, Switzerland, Europe. But I'll leave it on the Americas for right now. This is how we live in America. A lot of people smoke cigarettes. A lot of people drink heavily. Bar industry is a very lucrative industry out here. Not sure if you've noticed. A lot of bars are full of women. I used to be a security guard at a lot of different bars all around the city. So tons of drunk women every single day. Tons of drunk women every single day. Every single day. Enjoying themselves, having a good time, sure. But to pretend like those things don't contribute to what is going to happen as a woman ages is a fucking joke. And we play these games like we don't understand the concept of nature versus nurture. Sure, naturally a woman may be able to have a baby till she's 45 or 50 with the best pristine type of conditions going on. Even 60, 70, heck, I don't know, 100. Let's just throw it out there, make y'all happy, right? But what is the likelihood of that? What is the likelihood of that woman having a stress-free, calm life until her 60s, 70s, or 80s, to where the stresses of life, the stresses of a poor diet, the stresses of lack of exercise, the stresses of a sedentary lifestyle where she just sits around, etc., etc., or the attrition of a sedentary lifestyle, etc., 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 don't compile up. And by the time she's 45, 50, her body is not what it used to be when it was in her 20s and 30s. Am I bugging when I'm saying this? If so, his ghettopointofview at gmail.com. His ghettopointofview at gmail.com. Please come and hit me with the not men's bodies aren't the greatest too, but men, we're not talking about men's bodies right now because we're talking about just a heterosexual couple trying to have a baby. And I'm sorry to break it to you guys, but generally speaking, a heterosexual couple is relying on the mother's body, the woman's body, to be able to bring the children into the world through her womb. Like, I know that's a shock. I know that's a shock to most people. I know that's a shock to a lot of people out here, but like, most heterosexual couples are relying on the woman to be able to use her healthy womb to bring the children into existence in this world. Yes, awesome. Like, they're not gonna come out of the man's poop scoop. Like, it's just like, he's not gonna poop a baby out. Well, he could poop out some large brown things, but you might not want to call them Jerome, Tyrese. You might not want to start putting diapers on them. You know what I'm saying? You might not want to bring them to Thanksgiving and show them to your parents. Like, look what we made. You just might not want to do that. You might get crazy looks that Thanksgiving. I'm just saying. But I bring light to this subject because I love y'all. And according to the MayoClinic.com, right? Advanced maternal age. Advanced maternal age describes a pregnancy where the birthing person, of course, birthing fucking person, I'm gonna leave that alone, is older than 35. Pregnant people over 35 are at more risk for complications like miscarriage, congenital disorders, and high blood pressure. This is clevelandclinic.org/health/diseases/advanced maternal age 2/22438 -advanced-maternal-age. So you can type in the direct URL and look this shit up yourself. Anybody who's like, oh, he doesn't know what he's talking about, how dare you? You're attacking women. You're attacking women. You're attacking women when you ask us what is our age of geriatric pregnancy. What? No, I'm saying women need to possibly be considering natural order of things when they're making life decisions. If you use the first 30 years of your life to just go out there and just learn life, and then at 31, 32, now I want to get serious about life, serious about having children, you're already close to geriatric pregnancy. What is advanced maternal age? Advanced maternal age is a medical term to describe people who are over the age of 35 during pregnancy. Pregnancies have an increased risk for certain complications when the birth parent is 35 or older. Some of these complications are higher rates of miscarriage, genetic disorders, and certain pregnancy complications like high blood pressure or gestational diabetes. Phantm did not write this fucking shit. And then you have 40-year-old, 45, 50-year-old women talk about, oh, I can have a baby at 60. Why are you doing this? What is the point of you making that argument? So go do it. Don't talk about it. Be about it. I'm waiting to see it happen. And I pray that you have a safe pregnancy and a healthy child. Because another thing they don't talk about is your risk for the mother dying in these pregnancies when she is at this age. But let's keep going. Advanced maternal pregnancy isn't treated much differently than a typical pregnancy. Your healthcare provider may suggest prenatal testing and monitor you closely. Being mindful of your pregnancy symptoms and staying healthy becomes even more important when you're over age 35 because of your risk for chronic conditions increases. Despite these risks, people can have healthy babies after 35. Can. Do they? How many? What's the stats? What age are you considered advanced maternal age? You are considered advanced maternal age if you will be 35 or older at the time of your due date. So you could be 34. If you're 34, by the time you give birth, you'll be 35. You're considered an advanced maternal. So the number they're using here is 35, but that question just clearly showed you that advanced maternal age starts before 35. Because if you're 34 and it's 9 months until you have your child, and by the time you have the child, you're going to be past your 35th birthday. They're already going to consider you advanced maternal age while you're in your 34th year of life. So it's not far-fetched to assume that if a woman is only starting to be serious about trying to settle down and find somebody to be serious with when she's 31, 32, 33, she's already getting close to this age that the Cleveland Clinic, not Phantm Fuego, considers advanced maternal age. Is advanced maternal age the same as geriatric pregnancy? Yes, they are the fucking same. What the fuck are we talking about then? Geriatric pregnancy is an outdated term, and most healthcare providers prefer to use the term advanced maternal age. Is it harder to get pregnant if you're over 35? Healthcare providers have discovered that the biggest decline in fertility happens in your mid to late 30s. Yo, I get mad because I try to respectfully have these conversations with people, and instead of just listening to the information, it just becomes an emotional thing. And then it's, oh, you're attacking women. How the fuck am I attacking women for being attentive to the biology of women and suggesting the thing that they could do to best succeed in their goal, if their goal is a large family, marriage, etc.? How is that how is that not me being a friend and being a helper and an ally to women by telling them to focus on this earlier in life? A decline in fertility means the quality and quantity of eggs in your ovaries decrease. The quality of the eggs is fucked up. This doesn't mean getting pregnant after 35 is impossible. It's very possible. It means 35 is the age when fertility starts to decline more rapidly and your chances for complications increase more significantly. But 25 years after that, 25 years after that, I'm being told women can perfectly fine have babies at 60 and something wrong with me, and I'm using white man science and all this nonsense. With all the shit going on in my fucking community, with the women in my community been suffering from issues with their fucking bodies. The women in my community been suffering from fucking issues with their fucking wombs. The women in my community since the 90s, since I was growing up in the 90s and 80s, had issues with their wombs. So many women in my community had to have their wombs fucking removed. Why the fuck are we playing like these things are not real? Why the fuck are we acting like this is not real science going on in our real environment? And it has to do with the stresses and the diets. And so why living in that type of environment, not living in an ideal, peaceful, serene environment where anything is possible and pushing the boundaries of science would be more within reason. But why living in this hectic, chaotic condition are we going to say, yeah, wait till 60? Wait till fucking 60. How does advanced maternal age affect my eggs? You're born with a set number of eggs. You release an egg at ovulation each menstrual cycle. The older you get, the fewer eggs you have. So you're going to wait till 60. How many eggs will you have at fucking 60? How many eggs will you have at 55, 50, 45? If you've been releasing eggs every time you menstruate, one from 12 or 13 till 50 years old, how many eggs do you have left? Some ladies these days eating Chinese food, these girls is having menstrual cycles at 10 and 11. If you've been having a menstrual cycle since 10, 11, 12 because you grew up eating chicken wings and pork fried rice, General Tso chicken and Big Macs with chicken nuggets, you gonna wait till you 45 and say, well, I've been releasing eggs for 30 years of my life. The eggs I have left now at 45 years old are the freshest, most viable eggs I could possibly have ever had in my entire life. How can that possibly make sense to you? How can that be a sensible statement based on the science? Don't tell me about some fucking white man science. Give me a better fucking dead set of science then. Why are my sisters this way? Why the fuck are my sisters this way? We don't want to deal with reality. We want to live in some boobity scoobity land. We want to live in some fucking boobity scoobity land. What are the risks associated with having a baby after 35? All pregnancies come with risk. I'll repeat that again. All pregnancies come with risk. However, you or your baby are at increased risk for the following conditions when you are of advanced maternal age: preeclampsia, gestational diabetes, premature or low birth weight, expecting twins. Excuse me? You have more twins when you're older? That's interesting. Wow. The older you are, the more likely you are to have twins, because the body will start to release multiple eggs at one time as you get older. Oh, shit. That's Travis making that up too, of course. Phantm Phuoc just out here just making shit up. Just out here making shit up, yeah. Don't listen to nothing he's saying. He just out here making shit up. Miscarriage, Down syndrome, or other genetic disorders. So if you have a baby after 35, the likelihood of the baby having Down syndrome, the likelihood of a miscarriage, the likelihood of other genetic disorders, the likelihood that you will need a cesarean section, also known as a C-section, and sadly, unfortunately, the likelihood of stillbirth increases. Why are there more complications if you're over 35 and pregnant? The advanced maternal age is associated with a decrease in egg quality. Guys, this ain't even talking about 40 yet. This is saying 35. So why would you wait? Why would you even let your body get close to that age, knowing that's... Come on, guys. Let's be sensible. Yes, we do things, but let's be sensible, guys. Let's learn. Advanced maternal age is associated with decrease in egg quality. This does not mean that. This means that as your age goes up, your egg quality goes down. You're attacking women. You're being disrespectful to women. Older eggs are more likely to cause chromosomal anomalies. All of these chromosomal anomalies are what healthcare providers screen for in the first trimester. Another reason there are more complications after 35 is that your chances of developing most chronic medical conditions increases as you age. Your body simply responds to these conditions differently once you are older. Like they say, an old person, to be careful, if an old person fall, they might break their hip. That is a real fucking thing. Like, what are we pretending for? Again, this is not if you following Dr. Sebi, if you eating only fruits. How many people is doing that, y'all? How many people doing yoga on a regular basis, eating very few cooked meals? Eating very few cooked meals. People love cooked food. People eat cooked food 3, 4, 5 times a day. I was a person that ate cooked food 3, 4, 5 times a day. I'm now trying to find a new, healthier way of eating and living. This is something I'm figuring out much later. And it's still hard for me to do now. I can only imagine had I been able to eat this way from 20 years old, 22, 23, 25 years old, how much healthier I could be right now. For example, the article continues, your body, these chronic conditions may affect pregnancy and delivery. For example, even a non-pregnant person is more likely to have high blood pressure at 35 than at 25. Especially if you've been eating a very poor diet. Especially if you've been in a high-stress job. Especially if you strong, independent, don't need no man, pay all your own damn bills. You're likely to have higher blood pressure, more stress, more gray hairs, more wear and tear on your body from working 50 hours a week for 15, 20, 25 years before now you decide to have a child. That doesn't make sense biologically, naturally, holistically. It doesn't make sense, people. What are the benefits of having a baby after 35? Starting a family is a personal decision, and you may choose to wait until later in life to have children. One of the benefits of having a baby later is having more experience and financial stability. This is 1,000% a fact. This is 1,000% a fact. If you wait till later on, you definitely will have more financial stability, and you'll probably have way more life experience. That is 100% true. Couples are getting married later than they were decades ago. Assisted reproductive technologies are getting more successful. This means people may delay the start of expanding their families. What is the success of IVF? What's the success rate of IVF? Studies show people having their baby is rising every year. But what's the success rate of IVF? What's the success rate of IVF? Article continues, can I lower my risk of pregnancy complications older 35? There are some ways you can make sure all your preventive care is up to date. Manage any existing medical conditions. Keep your blood sugar in range if you have diabetes. Take prenatal vitamins. Exercise regularly. Quit smoking or using tobacco products. Stop drinking. Eat a healthy diet with plenty of fruits, vegetables, lean meat. Lean in meat. Come on, guys. They tell you, and we don't want to do this. We don't want to do these things. Stay within a healthy weight range. How many of our sisters are having serious weight issues? All of these things are going to cause you problems if you're trying to have a baby over 30. especially, come on, what are my chances of miscarriage if I am at an advanced maternal age? Your chances of having a healthy baby are still much higher than your chance of miscarriage. If you are between 35 and 40, your chance of miscarriage is 20 to 30%. Guys, that is high. That's 1 in 5 to almost 2 that's almost 1 in 3 children. 30%, you getting into 1 in 3 children. 33 and the third percent is 1 out of 3. Between 20 and 30, let's take the middle of that and say 25. That's 1 in 4 children that has the chance of being miscarried between 35 to 40. Rates start to rise significantly for people who are 40 and older as they continue to age. If it's already between 25 and 30 rates start to rise significantly for people who are over 40. But I got women telling me at 60 women can have. Why do we need to live in this fantasy land just to have a happy life? Why can't we try to have a happy life within the realms of reality? And I get it. Oh, the mind is mental. All is mental. I am a complete subscriber to that. Yes. There are, though, what is known as the physical barriers of this mental experiment. There are the physical barriers of this mental experiment. They say that, Jesus walked on water. Go walk on water then. Since all is mental, go walk on water, film, go live on Facebook, and have you go walk on water for me right now. Since we can have babies at 60, you should be able to walk on water because all is mental. It's all just vibration. Vibrate higher than the water. Vibrate less densely than the water. Vibrate faster than the water. And walk on it. Oh, you're being ridiculous. I'm being ridiculous. I'm being ridiculous. Is 35 too old to have a baby? This is in the frequently asked question section. No, it's not too old. Tons of people have babies healthy at 35. It's just about how you take care of yourself. Do you have a husband with you that's sitting there? Yo, make sure you eat a salad. Make sure you eat an apple. Make sure you relax. Lay down, chill out. Don't be stressed. Or do you still have to go to work every fucking day? Because you strong and independent and you met the fucking baby's father at the club one night. Because you're doing in vitro fertilization and because you just want to have a baby but you don't want no fucking man around. Having a healthy baby depends on how healthy you are overall, not just how old you are. 1,000% agree. So if I'm overweight, if I'm obese, if I'm smoking cigarettes, if I'm drinking, if I'm at the club all the time, if I have a high stress job that I'm working 50, 60 hours a week because I'm competing with all the men at this corporate game, making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, but it doesn't give me the rest my body would need. Am I even a good candidate for IVF? If I'm not willing to quit, slow down, and stop my job. Yeah, gang. Continuing on. So why does all this even matter? The reason it matters is because nobody even wants to love each other anymore. Women feel alone. Women feel like they're unprotected and isolated. Women feel like they have to get out here and grind because won't nobody help them. And men feel like when they go on dates, they're at job interviews. And women are only getting to know them for what how they can personally benefit as opposed to how they can mutually benefit one another. We're living in sad times. So back in the New York Post article, right? They're single, but they're not mingling. I'm gonna jump ahead a little bit. Andrew Bruno, a 28-year-old nurse from Baltimore, New York, says flirting in the post-COVID era just isn't as fun as it once was. Being able to naturally approach people while out isn't like it was pre-pandemic. People are still much less likely to leave their groups or cliques at a bar, said Bruno. They're certainly less talkative, and that's lowered my incentive to put myself out there. He also said the pandemic more than ever made dating apps the central means for meeting people, and he's not a fan. That just really isn't my style. Like, there's a week-long prerequisite before you can think about getting involved, even for casual things, said Bruno. I'd rather take all that effort and put it towards my career. And like Breslow, he's in no hurry to get hitched. I'm also still very young, Bruno said. I don't feel the need to rush, especially if people don't act as naturally as they did before COVID. Why would I put it all out there for someone who can't or won't hold a conversation? For Mike M., a 25-year-old in Queens, it's his, not the opposite sex, social skills that are still battling a bad case of long COVID. I definitely can't walk into a room and go talk to someone I'm interested in like I used to be able to. It feels like my outgoingness has suffered from atrophy. Mike, who withheld his last name out of embarrassment, told the Post. He's also having less sex than he did pre-pandemic. I have definitely been going online to take care of my urges more than I have been by seeing people, Mike admitted. He feels as though he lost his two prime years in his early 20s of being able to date and have fun without worrying about being in a serious relationship. Now he's under pressure to find a long-term commitment, but can't put himself out there. I also feel like I'm caught between two worlds, he said. Ultimately, I've just been crashing and have had neither lately. I mean, and yeah, like there's this poll from Pew Research which says that a lot of men, they're just going online, going to OnlyFans, going to different websites and just interacting with that way. And I mean, there are tons of women working on these sites. So it's crazy because it's like the world is not set up to be this way, guys. If we don't figure a way to resolve this, we're gonna have a serious problem. We're gonna have a serious problem. And then the flip side of that is that, when women, a lot of women, not all women, of course, not all, when women are deciding to interact, are they interacting with guys that are trying to have a long-term relationship, or are they just hooking up and having flings? And if that's cool, but if you have children in a fling, can you now force the man that was just flinging around with you to now be serious with you? I mean, he didn't even see you as a serious partner. Like, how could he now trust your ability to have sound decision making as a parent when you didn't even have sound decision making in letting him have relations with you unprotected? Oh, that's not, well, he didn't have sound decision making. Very true. Neither one of you are making sound decisions. So now y'all about to now be great parents. Just explain to me how that works. Just explain to me how that works. It doesn't. It does not work. Like, how do you now become these ultra intelligent people who now will make amazing decisions as parents. I just don't think it's that easy. I think that a lot of it is not going to work itself out easily or anytime soon, and we're going to have a lot of problems going forward with relations if we don't figure something out. So there's the Pew Research poll, which everybody's talking about. It's from February 8th, Pew Research Center. 5 facts about single Americans. 1, roughly 6 in 10 young men report being single. Overall, 3 in 10 U.S. adults are single, meaning they're not married, living with a partner, or in a committed romantic relationship. So 6 in 10 men are single, while only 3 in 10 women are single. That's crazy. That's very interesting. Some age groups have higher shares of singles than others. Adults under 30 are most likely to be single, with roughly half falling into this category. In contrast, 30 to 49-year-olds are the least likely to be single. About 3 in 10 adults 50 to 64 or 65 say they are single. So it's like women is using up all these brothers' good years and then throwing them back into the streets when they get old. Tisk, tisk, tisk. Tisk, tisk, tisk. Women looking into age and gender together, 63% of men under 30 describe themselves as single, compared to 34% of women. That is insane. How can 30% more women be in a relationship? Younger men are also far more likely than older men to be single, a pattern that is not as straightforward as women. Among women ages 18 to 29, for example, are just as likely as women 65 and older to report being single. That's fucking crazy. The proportion of unpatterned partnered adults also varies by race and ethnicity, educational attainment, and sexual orientation. For example, 47% of black adults report being single, higher than the share among other racial and ethnic groups. Damn. Well, what is the share among other groups? Okay. Percent of adults. 27% of white adults report being single. 47% of black adults report being single. 32% of Hispanic adults and 29% of Asian adults. So whites and Asians reported being in relationships the highest, followed by 32% of Hispanics, which is just a few percentage points shyer. So essentially, like 1 in 5 people in the white and Asian communities about roughly are single, report being single. 1 in 3 in the Hispanic community, but 1 in 2 in the black community. 1 in 2. One in 2 in the black. 1 out of 2. So for every 2 people you see, 1 of them potentially is single in the black community. That's what community? How can you fucking have a community with all these single people? You just can't. You can't have a community with all these single people. But this is very interesting. Women ages 30 to 49, 17% of them reported being single. Wow. While men age 30 to 49, 25%. Very interesting. This is crazy. 36% of people with high school degrees or less reported being single. 33% of people with college reported being single, while 23% with some college reported being single, while 23% of people with college degrees plus reported being single. And that's been talked about for a long time, like people who attain higher levels of academics, understand traditional values more, and understand wealth building more. Fuck traditional values and want to build a legacy. And so 23% of people with college degrees plus reported being single, 33% of people with some college, while 36% of people with high school degrees or less are single. I think this is a coincidence, family, that people with less education are single. My community is full of single mothers with high school degrees or less, and single men with high school degrees or less. Especially 18 to 29 year olds. 18 to 29 year old men on this, according to this Phuoc thing, 63% of them single. This is scary, guys. When you have all these men not tied to anything, things can get really out of order. So number 2, the majority of single adults are not interested in being struck or even gazed by Cupid's arrow. Among Americans who are single, the largest share, 57%, say they are not currently looking for a relationship or casual dates, but enjoy being single. Sheesh. Single men are more likely than their female counterparts to be searching for a romantic experience. Half of these men are looking for committed relationships, while 35% of single women say the same. Wow. So women are not even looking for a relationship, according to this study. Younger singles are more likely than older singles to say they're currently looking for dates. Dating is stupid, guys. It's a waste of fucking time, and all you're doing is pair partying with people that you're never gonna fucking see again. Some 57% of unpartnered adults say 50% say 50 say this. Under 50 say this. Some 57% of unpartnered adults under 50 say this, compared with 36% of those 50 to 64 and 16% of those 65 and older. This is crazy. The percentage of American singles who are looking for a relationship or casual dates is lower than the rate in 2019, especially among men. Some 42% of American singles say they're looking for a committed romantic relationship or casual dates, down from 49% in 2019, but similar to the proportion found in the center's 2022 February survey. So people are not even looking for dates anymore, man. This shit is crazy. Single men in 2022 are just not looking for dates. Number 4, the type of relationship single Americans are looking for varies by gender. Among singles who are dating, about half say they're open to either a committed relationship or casual dates. Looking at those who are only open to one of these options, dates are more likely to be exclusively looking for a committed relationship over casual dates, 31% versus 17%. Nearly half of the single-looking adults have turned to online dating. This is crazy. The world is just getting further and further apart. What did Einstein say about, as we continue to get more and more into the technology and screens, people's humanity would die, and and it's happening right before our eyes in real fucking time. Our humanity is dying, and we are no longer connected to one another like we used to be, and we don't see the need to be either. Fucking humanity is dying. Humanity is fucking dying. And also interesting, straight versus people in the heterosexual versus LGBTQ community. 28% of people in the people that reported as heterosexual reported being single, whereas 51% of people in the LGBTQ plus community reported being single, where 62% of men in the LGBTQ community reported being single, whereas 37% of women in the LGBTQ community plus community reported being single. Definitely things to look at, guys. Wow, definitely things to look at. So the men in the LGBTQ community who said they were in the number matches the number of men 18 to 29 who are single. Wow. So interesting stats, gang. Very interesting stats. Shout out to Pew Research for this amazing study. It's your boy Phantom Fuego. We're gonna take a quick break. We'll be right back. A lot to think about there, gang. I think the most before we take the break though, the biggest takeaway I would say is we need each other. We have to love each other. We have to understand the importance of relationship and how we are greater together than we could ever be separate. We have to completely understand that. But let's take a break. We'll be right back. Cheers. Yo, this has been an absolutely eye-opening edition of the pod. And I thank you guys so much for rocking and vibing and going on these journeys with me. Y'all could be anywhere else in the world, but y'all here with me, and I humbly appreciate that. I hope you learned a lot, because my mind is blown. I'm absolutely blown away by this information. Tell a friend and tell a friend. Share this episode with somebody who you know could really benefit from the information that we went over in this particular this particular stream. Yeah, man. We are community growing and learning and understanding together, and as long as we keep an open mind and keep becoming better as our focus and our goal, forever improving, forever growing, forever forever having a deeper understanding of things, then we understand that the knowledge is infinite, and we have so much further to go on this journey, but we going together. That's the beautiful part. That's why community exists. That's how we grow as a team. And it's not just his ghetto point of view. This is our ghetto point of view. And if you know, you know. If you dig it, you dig it. If you dig me, you dig me. That's why I dig you. I am your humbled and honored host, Phantom Fuego. This is his ghetto point of view, the dopest pod in the stratospheres, in the galaxies, in the universes. And you guys make that all possible. His ghetto point of view at JMacDonough. His ghetto point of view at JMacDonough. His ghetto point of view at JMacDonough. HGPOV show. His ghetto point of view pod. Tap in with me on Instagram. Let's connect, team. Let's get it going. Let's stay in tune. Talk to you soon. Peace.